Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope everybody's had a good day. Quick video today. A lot of people had seen my rear tire on one of my first videos, the Kenda Trakmaster, and were asking questions about, what tire is it? Where'd you get it? So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about it real quick right here. Before I get into it, remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell. Even if you're getting ready to turn it off, you don't want to watch anymore, hit that freaking bell. Helps me out. Let's rock. Okay, so here it is. Kenda Trakmaster 760. It's actually Trakmaster II, I believe. You can kind of see it there. Now, the reason I use this, even though it is basically a dirt bike, a dual sport tire for a skinny rim, like a 2.5 inch rim, 3 inch rim, is because if you look, this is the stock tire here, the 140. Now, if you look at the width of the bead spacing here, this gap right here, see, that's very wide. That's probably 3+ inches. Now, if you look, this is a D606. That is only 2.5 inches wide. It's very thin. And if you put it on that wide rim, it would take a tremendous amount of air pressure to get the sidewalls on that stiff tire to come out and seat on that wide rim. So these two were basically a no-go. There's a 606, and this is a Tusk Waypoint, a 130, and it's basically the same way. It's a little bit wider at the gap. This one, I think, it's not as stiff as the 606 on the sidewall. And I think with a good heavy-duty tube, I could probably get this on and run this tire. I mean, we may see down the road, but that one I think I could probably get on, but I just would not recommend doing it. I mean, you don't want to do that. But that 760, when I brought it home, I measured the gap, this distance from bead to bead inside. That Trakmaster was exactly that same gap. That's a 130, 90, 17. So when I put it on there, it was basically just like seating the bead on this factory tire. So it wasn't a big deal. I mean, I popped it on there, put some air in the tube, and it popped right up on the bead. And I've had this up here in the woods. I mean, I've bounced it over logs, launched it off 18-inch humps of dirt, landed the bike, been on the road, leaning it both ways. It's not going to pop off the rim. I mean, it's on there. And it's basically, if you compare these two tires, that 760 is as wide profile as this. Even when this was on the rim, there's as much of this sidewall sticking out here past the rim as was on this stock trail winner here. And it is not a trail winner, it is a trail loser. These things suck in the mud. I mean, I've been riding for a long time. I don't feel safe riding with these anywhere in the mud at all. Now, if you want a 140, if you want to stick with the 140 and don't want to go 150 or try 130 and other brands, the Michelin Anarchy Wild is available in a 140 that will go right on this bike, a 140 17. And I have coming a Bridgestone AX41, it is, I believe, in a 140 and a 17-inch rim. So that's the next tire that I will put on this as far as an adventure style tire. Being these are light adventure bikes, you can put the super stiff sidewall tires on, like the I can't remember the names of them. There's a Mitos Enduro XT, I believe, like a Dakar. That thing is a super stiff sidewall, and it would be fine to put it on here if you were doing like all highway miles and going across country. But to put something that stiff on this bike to ride off-road, even with the air all the way out of it, it would still be stiff when you're going down the trails. So that's why I'm sticking with I'm gonna try the AX41. It's got a pretty soft sidewall, even though it will wear out quick. Same with the Anarchy Wild. I think it's even a little bit softer. It's probably like this Trakmaster. This Trakmaster will wear out very quickly. I mean, even on my dual sport bikes, I usually only get about 600 to 800 miles on them. Now that's not worn down to bald. That's to where I don't feel comfortable riding them in like muddy situations off-road. I will take them out and swap them. But this tire here, I mean, I've had it on the road doing 70 and leaning into turns, out of turns. This tire does awesome. You don't feel vibration. There's no excessive noise, and it's freaking kick-ass off-road. I mean, you can't beat a Trakmaster. And it is a gnarly sucker, but boy, does it look good on there. Jeez. Look at that thing. Nice and thick, just like I like my ladies. Okay, on the front. This is a Battlecross TR8 from IRC. It is, they don't have this, I believe, listed in metric on here. It's a 3" by 21 is what it's listed at. This one, this is the first time I tried it. It's not really, it's not doing bad. It probably wouldn't be my first pick though to put on a bike because the knobbies are old school. They're all in a straight line. You have nothing offset. So if you're on an off camber, you're basically gonna keep sliding because you have no knobby in here kind of offset to help the whole tire catch at one time going on an off camber. But the little bit I've used it so far, it's really good. No noise on the road, no excessive noise, and it seemed pretty good off-road. I haven't been on any like wet rocks or real super muddy situations yet, but that's what we're working with right now. And the Trakmasters, I believe, they're still, I think, in the $70 to like $90 range. This Battle Rally here, I believe they're a little over 100 bucks, maybe 100 to 120 bucks for that. And I know everybody's gonna say, what's up with the high front fender? I'm not getting into that because that stuff deals with a brake line. So I'm not gonna do any how-to videos or show how I did that because I don't want anybody doing it and then losing their front brakes and killing themselves. So pay no attention to that. But I have the seal savers on. This is mounted into the 3 existing holes where the brake line was. The seal savers are on because I want protection until what I'm going to do is buy a new front half of fender from Kawasaki. And you can see here, I'm gonna get a new one of these. I'm gonna chop it right across here, clean it up real nice, and paint these basically black so that I have fork guards on there, just like a stock bike. But I have to order a fender and get that here first, of course. So we're running the seal savers to kind of protect that until I get that done. But man, it does look sweet with that front fender on there. Woo, boy. All right. Remember, hit that bell on your way out. Keep tuned in. We'll keep rolling this KLE500. Doing more things to it, getting her well equipped and looking good throughout the year of 2026 and beyond. See ya.